Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if this is your first time here. My name is Megan and I am the witch here around the cauldron. In today's video, I wanted to give you a really quick rundown of how I do my monthly divination using a tarot spread that I created a couple of years ago. But first, I want to give a huge shout out to all of my members, all of my cauldron collectors. Thank you so much for being here and supporting my work. If you would like to join my membership program and become a cauldron collector, you can find more information for that at roundthecauldron.com/join me. The link for that is in the description below. All kinds of perks and things like that. But yeah, all of that information is on my website. So if you have a divination practice that you do on a regular basis, I feel like checking in with the month is a really good practice to have to help you practice your divination, but also give you some insight into what you can expect for the coming month, whether you choose to do this like at the very beginning of the month, so like on the 1st, or if you choose to do it every lunar cycle. Really, however you choose to do it is up to you. I like to do it by the calendar because that's how I do my yearly reading, and I like to correlate my monthly readings with my yearly readings and see how things match up or see if anything has changed. Usually the further along I get in the year, things have changed because I have made different choices or I have avoided certain situations that I was warned about. But it's really interesting to me to see how my monthly reading correlates, or I can't think of a better word right now, to see how they play together, I guess, and to see what has changed. So this reading can be done with tarot, it can be done with oracle. I would imagine it can also be done with other sort of divination systems that have kind of a structure to them. I don't know too much about like charm casting or using runes, but if you feel like this spread can be used with your divination system, then by all means give it a shot. I'm going to be speaking about it in terms of tarot and oracle because that's what I personally use for this reading. So without further ado, let's hop into it really quick, and I'm going to show you how I do it using my Spirits and Shadows Oracle deck. One of my favorites. I say that about all of my divination decks, but this is the one that I tend to use the most often, especially for readings for myself. So we'll hop into this and we'll talk about it a little bit. So this tarot spread is super simple. It only uses 4 cards, and each card has a meaning or a question that I give to it. And card number 1 is at the bottom, and these are laid out sort of in a circle going clockwise. So card 1, 2, 3, and 4. And card 1 is going to be your theme of the month. This is going to be the card that you really should pay the most attention to because it gives you information about your focus, where you should place your energy, and it can also give you a sort of warning like, hey, this is gonna be coming up this month and you kind of need to prepare. Card number 2 is about the past influences, and this is why it is in the left hand position on the circle when you're looking at it like face down. That's not the right phrase, but when you're looking at it directly. Card number 2 is in the past. These are the things from your past that are going to influence how you handle the rest of the month, or it can be things in your past that you need to think about and remember so that they don't keep happening as you continue on through your next month. Now card number 3, this one's at the top. These are going to be your roadblocks or your potential things that get in the way of moving through the month and really handling it well. Sometimes I find that this card can be difficult to interpret, just really depending on the rest of the reading, because I think a month or so ago, for me personally, I pulled the sun as my roadblock, and I was like, what in the actual heck? Why? How is the sun a roadblock? How is the sun going to be one of my obstacles for moving forward toward my goals or toward my focus or whatever the theme is? How is the sun, like seriously, hope and joy and happiness? But it turns out that interpreting all of those cards together, it was really more about me choosing to keep the peace and like pretending everything was happy, or going along with everything else to sort of keep the situation happy or non-confrontational. We'll use that word. I find with this particular spread, you have to kind of look at all of the cards together. But anyway, so yes, card number 3 is going to be your obstacles, the things that are going to get in your way this month, or that could potentially get in your way. And card number 4, the last card, is going to be the outcome of the month. So if everything goes as planned or as is laid out in your reading, this is what's going to happen. So, for example, going back to the Sun card that I had pulled in one of my own readings, I think for my outcome for that month, if everything had gone as it was in the reading, that card, I think it was the 5 of Wands. I think that was the card. I would have to go back and look, but it very much was a card of conflict and a card of like inner struggle, but also nobody that was involved was listening to what was going on. So I really had to step up myself that month and fix it and really speak what was on my mind in order to avoid the conflict. Which is funny because you would think keeping the peace would avoid the conflict, but that actually wasn't the best decision for me that particular month. So I know this has been kind of rambly. Hopefully you kind of understand what I mean by this reading, or this particular tarot spread. So again, card number 1, your theme of the month. Card number 2 is going to be your past influences. Card number 3 is about your obstacles. And card number 4 is the potential outcome. Now, if you would like to see all of this written out, I actually have a blog post about this on my website. I'll leave the link in the description below. I think I even have like an infographic or something that you can pin or put on Instagram or save so that you can hold on to it for yourself and do this reading every month. But that's it. Like I said, super simple, super straightforward. It's only 4 cards. It doesn't usually take me very long to do this reading, but again, like that's my own divination style. If you use this reading, if you use this tarot spread, with whatever divination system that you use, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know how it works out for you, or share it on Instagram and tag me, or wherever you are on social media. I really, really enjoy when people use my tarot spreads because sometimes I feel like, man, this works really great for me, but I don't know if it's going to work for anybody else. So it helps me when you share these, and it lets me know that they're actually useful for other people, but like obviously only share it if you want to. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. Again, thank you so much to my members, my cauldron collectors. If you would like to find more information about joining my membership program, you can check that out in the description below. You get first access to all of my content, most of my content, not all of it. You get first access to answer or ask questions. I have a members only forum and all kinds of other stuff. So all of that information is on my website. If you'd like to join a community of like-minded individuals, please feel free to join my Discord server. That is free and open to everyone. And check out the blog post that goes along with this tarot spread on my blog, link in the place where it belongs. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.